credit cards. You guys are in for something you never heard of, probably. When we talk about mastering your credit. So how many credit cards do you have right there? These are your personal ones.
60 in hand, right? 50 in hand right here.
50 here. How many do you have total?
220 credit cards.
You have 220 credit cards.
Bullshit! Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's America's Credit and Finance Drill Sergeant, the Rough Rev, otherwise known as King Bay. I'm watching this video of Stephen Chang and Tai Lopez, and I'm calling bullshit on it. I'm going to call it what it is. Now here again, Tai Lopez has made a living, he's made a wealthy living for himself by presenting himself as being a guru, a master. But if you notice, what he does is he brings other people onto his blogs and his vlogs, and they talk about different things that make money, entrepreneurship, whatever, and all he does is bite off of what the other person is saying. Now, how did Tai Lopez start? The smart thing he did was he did fix his credit, and then he used that to get lines of credit, and then he used that to promote himself, something I'm in the process of now. I have these great programs, these great books, these great skills, all of these great tools for people to use, but nobody knows about me because I haven't marketing. So what I'm doing now is using my lines of credit to market myself the same way Tai Lopez did. The only difference between him and me is that I'm a real guru. I've been doing it 20 plus years. I've dealt with banks and finance companies and sued law firms and went against heavy hitters and won. Judges and attorneys don't know what to do with me because what did KRS-One say? Why he named himself KRS-One? Knowledge reigns supreme over almost everything. That knowledge is indeed power. What is it? Information is power. Actually, applied information. But the reason why I'm calling bullshit on this Tai Lopez video is because they have a system that they're selling. Tai Lopez now makes him his protege, which Stephen Chang didn't learn anything from Tai Lopez. Tai Lopez is learning from him. Tai Lopez got together with him. They have a system. They're charging a fee. Da-da-da-da-da. But what I want to say to you is the shit won't work for you. I'm just saying, the one thing they haven't told you about, and that nobody talks about, is strategy. Now, this whole Black Lives Matter movement and the black vigilantes in the street walking, I'm all for that. I love it. But if there's no strategy behind it, they're going to end up getting their asses handed to them. The one thing that I know is there's some strategy behind this credit situation and this money situation that you guys don't know about that I'm going to put you up on today. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is finances over feeling. Throw your feelings out the door right now. Everything you thought you knew, trash it. Because, hey, like I always tell people, feel however you want to feel, the numbers don't lie. And we want to talk about the data and the number today. We want to talk about something called redlining, right? Years and years and years and years ago, they had this thing called redlining. They would take the city. This is a pseudo map of a city. And they would put a line down the middle of it, right? And they would have the Caucasian high income side with no crime. And then they have a line separating that from the melanated people, low income, high crime. And they would always put a red line around the low income area. And the banks and finance companies and credit card companies say, all around where this red is, we're not going to loan money. They call it redlining. It's been outlawed, but they still do it. Wells Fargo's been guilty of it. Bank of America's been guilty. All of them. The bottom line is, this is what you don't understand, demographics. This guy, Stephen Chang, right? What he doesn't tell you is, you can't go and get 220-something credit cards like he did in a year, because you live in an area that's been redlined. Your zip code and your demographics is 9 times out of 10, low income, high crime, or median income, median crime. The credit card companies have, they have matrices and they have logarithms and algorithms that they put all your data into, and it comes up with a mean score. And a lot of time it has nothing to do with your credit. It has to do with your zip code. Stephen Chang lived in a wealthy zip code. So, okay, he talks about the fact that, no, my daddy didn't sign for me. Yeah, but you live in that Beverly Hills 90210 zip code. So people, banks, finance, mortgage companies, they look at the demographics, they say, hey, median income of $250,000 a year, median property value, $1 million. You know, hey, screw his credit, let's loan him what he wants. So the system that he developed that works for his demographic won't work for yours. Hey, understand something. I'm that dude. I'm the credit OG. You know, on the street, you better see the OG to ask permissions. You better talk. I'm the OG. I'm the guy that's going to tell you his system won't work for you. Now, you can buy it and you can try it. And some of you guys have bought these programs and you tried these gurus. I've forgotten more than these guys know, right? And you wonder why, your frustration, why it didn't work for you, why I still got denied. I did what they said, and I even had a good credit score. Well, let me explain. Let me tell you a little story. You know I got stories. Years and years and years and years ago, I knew a guy named Mr. Stevens. He's passed on now. Mr. Stevens was a retired military guy, good man, and served this country. He had went through a lot of shit in the military. He went through some discrimination, never got the treatment that he should have gotten for his sugar diabetes, caused him to go blind in one eye and partially blind in the other. He still fought through that, retired. They screwed him over a little bit, didn't really give him the pension that he should have gotten, but he got a partial pension, and he never got the full disability that he should have got from losing his sight. He should have got $1 million for his eye. But he got out and he started buying real estate in D.C. years and years and years ago. He bought rooming houses. He had rooming houses. When I did the numbers, like I do the schematics and I do the numbers and everybody I talk to, all my clients, this guy's paper was heavy, man. He had like 3 rooming houses and he was making bank. When I tell you 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, he was getting it. Probably making 6 figures from his rooming houses, and then probably another 40 or 50,000 in his retirement. And he was talking to me. He said, "King, you know, goddamn it, I don't understand these fucking credit people. These credit people, goddamn it, I ain't never had a credit card in my life." I said, "What do you mean, Mr. Stevens? You've been in the military. You've been around the world. You got these problems. What do you mean you never had?" He said, "I never had a credit card." He said, "They always deny me." I was like, "Well, damn." Ding, 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 ding. What went off in my head? Redlining. Mr. Stevens lived in a zip code 20002, Northwest DC, that was a hotbed of drugs and crack and crime. There were some good people that lived there, but it was a little bit hot at times in that area. And I said, damn, they're discriminating against him based on the demographics of his zip code where he lives. He has the income. He has excellent credit. I dressed up his credit. Like, he shouldn't have any problem getting any credit card known to man. He had never had a credit card. So we did a little test. I said, "Mr. Stevens, the next time you get a pre-approved card in the mail," I said, "stack them up. Get about 5 or 6 of them. Call me. We're going to sit down and go over them." And I sat down. We went over them. I said, "Well, these look pretty good." I said, "Let's go for the 0% interest rate, the introductory interest rate. No yearly fee. That looks good right there. Let's go for that one, right?" I explained to him, I said, there's a science to filling out even a credit app. Don't leave any blank spaces. Certain things, right, that most people don't know. So we did it, filled it out, sent it in. Lo and behold, a couple weeks later, he gets a denial letter in the mail. "Goddamn, King, I told you, they got it in for me, man. They just don't like me." I said, Mr. Stevens, I said, they're discriminating against you. They're doing a practice it's been outlawed, called redlining. They're looking at your area that you live in, the demographics of the area that you live in. They're seeing high crime, low income, and they're not denying you based on your credit because you have good credit. They're denying you based on demographics. And it's a form of discrimination, and it's against the damn law. He was like, "Are you serious right now?" I said, "I'm serious as a heart attack, Mr. Stevens." Anyway, at the end of the day, I said, "What we're going to do," I said, "we're going to sue him." I said, "We're going to send a letter, drop a legal case, send a copy of it to the CEO and the CFO, as well as whoever's in charge of the credit department. We're going to send it over to him saying, and we're going to lay out your income from your rooming houses, lay out your income from your retirement, and your FICO score, and we're going to say based on the fact that this man is qualified financially, as far as his FICO, income, the whole nine, you must be discriminating against you or filing $1 million lawsuit against you. Send it out to him. About 3 weeks later, Mr. Stevens called me. Goddamn King, you a motherfucker. Man, you a bad man. Man, let me tell you something. Boy, let me tell you something. If I wasn't a man, I'd kiss you in the lips. I said, well, hold up, Mr. Stevens. What's going on? He said, Mr. King, I got my credit card in the mail. I said, well, imagine that. We caught them with their hands in the cookie jar. We exposed to them what most of you guys never know what's going on behind the scenes. You just get denied and be like, oh, fuck. I told you I wasn't going to get it, baby. Not knowing it's not based on you. It's based on your demographics. They put limitations on you. See, like I told you, my father always used to say, if a man can control your income, he can control your whole standard of living, what type of car you drive, what type of house you live in, what type of ring you're going to buy your fiance, what type of vacations you're going to go on, what type of restaurants you're going to eat at. He controls everything. But when they control your credit, they can do the same thing. It can limit you. So the point I'm making is, this whole thing about redlining, this is real. You cannot go and get 150, 200 credit cards like Stephen Chang did, because you'll be flagged. He wasn't flagged because they said, hey, he lives in an area where they making money. Give him whatever we want, whatever he wants, because we'll make interest off of him. We'll make a couple $1 million off of him. He's a young guy. He's 20 years old. He did this in a year. Do you know we used to call that shotgunning? When you apply for too much credit all at once, they red flag your file and they just block you. So the program that Tai Lopez and Stephen Chang are hyping, it won't work for most people. If you live in Beverly Hills 90210, or you live in a high net worth zip code, it'll work for you. But if you live in a hood or borderline hood, or you just live in a median area, 9 times out of 10 it's not going to work for you, because you can do everything they say and all the shit, and none of it'll work. Now, how do you get around this? Mr. King, you giving all this good information. How do you get around this? Let's talk about, in our last session, we talked about cars versus real estate. This is one of the reasons why a cat like me would get frustrated, not knowing what was going on, not realizing they were practicing redlining against me, using the demographics in my area, even though I had good credit. I would get frustrated and go buy a damn car. Stupid. Can you say stupid? Anyway, I didn't know at that time, which I learned later, I had to begin to play the address. The zip code, the demographic game. Hey, let me tell you something. If you go and get in the game, know what you're doing, practice strategy. Most of y'all just going willy-nilly, you just trying shit. Be strategic about your shit. Get to know or make friends with somebody, or if you have somebody that lives in a high network zip code, agree to have them allow you to use that address as your address of record. Change your driver's license, all of that, to that address. Really, Mr. King, we got that. Well, how bad do you want? Because the $1 million in credit is there for you. How bad do you want it? It's not breaking any law. It's just learning strategies how to negotiate through the system. To get what, if you can get to $500,000 and you could flip that and put that on real estate or stocks or Forex or a small business or your cell phone store, your hair salon, your detail shop, whatever, then you blow up. You got your seed money from your lines of credit. So my question is, how bad do you want it? Most people say they want success, but they don't want to do anything that's outside of their comfort zone. They want to be convenient. They want it to come, knock on the door, success, I'm here for you, to jump in your wallet. Like Samuel Williams said, Samuel, what's in your wallet? Hey, let me tell you something. This redlining thing is real. They talk about credit being the same as cash these days. That can be true to an extent. But if you're shut out from credit through the demographics and you don't know, you're just dead in the water. So what I'm saying is, use different strategies. Maneuver around that. I fixed a buddy of mine's credit about 6, 7 years ago. And he went to a certain area of Florida, and the credit cards he was getting denied for in 08234, Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey, he started getting approvals for like that. Got 8, 10, 12, 14 cards like that. $100,000 line, $50,000 line on the signature like that. Why? Because he was now in a demographic that said high income, low crime, wealthy, high net worth. They didn't even look at his race or nothing else. Okay, his FICO was there, but at the end of the day, the demographics was a green light. There was no red line around the map of where he lived. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Sweating in here in the studio. Sorry. I apologize. Hot in here. See, I'm sweating for you. I'm sweating for you. Look, I've been doing this a long time. There are a lot of people who present themselves out there to be masters and gurus. They're not. They're biting off of somebody else's information. I watch video after video after video. Every other day I watch video. I'm watching it. And really the they're not saying anything in these videos. They're not giving you any meat. They're not giving you any real talk and real strategies. It's a lot of basic information that people already know, or, maybe somebody who's totally ignorant doesn't know. But I'm like, damn, I get to the end of the video and I'm like, where's the good part? I thought this was how to be a millionaire, how to get $1 million in business credit, how to build your da-da-da-da-da. They put these titles on it and then they ain't saying shit. I'm that guy. Let me tell you something. There's a reason why wealthy people drive around in old cars. They don't want to skyline themselves. That's why I drive around in a 20-year-old BMW. I got another one back in the cut, laying back. But I'm not trying to skyline myself. And if the truth be told, certain people from certain races can do that, and it's no problem. Somebody my skin color does that, oh, they got an IRS or a federal agent looking to say, oh, he must be moving drugs. He's got to be doing something. He can't be that intelligent. Or a black guy or a melanated guy who can't be doing anything honest to achieve all that. But we're gonna build a case again. It's a man in North Jersey who's an attorney now who went to jail for like 15 years because he had a successful, I think he had a hair salon and a music studio. And he had nice cars and a nice home. And these white federal agents could not accept the fact that this man was an honest businessman. They kept trying to find something. They couldn't find anything against him. So they built a fraudulent case against him, sent him to jail. He eventually got it overturned. That prosecutor got arrested. All the people caught charges that did that. Then while he was in jail, he went to law school, got out, passed the bar. Now he's an attorney and he represents people like him who've been fucked over by the system. This is what they do. So if you're smart, you learn to strategize and weave your way around that. All right? So all I'm saying to you is everything in these videos won't work for everybody. You need to think about your demographics. If you don't have a wealthy friend in a wealthy demographic, make one. You got an auntie or cousin that lives in a real nice area of Philly, a real nice area of California, or real nice, wherever. Say, auntie, I'm trying to make some moves. Look, for the next 8 months, I need to use that address. Look, I'm telling you real shit. There was a long time before I had a Jersey address. I had my addresses in Philly, man. Because I knew the net worth. Look, certain neighborhoods approved like that. And here I've gotten approvals for different things. I've had to write a letter. I've had to finagle. Whereas when I was in Maryland, when I was in 20744, Fort Washington, Maryland, living right behind the golf course, we was on the 10th green, like that, approvals. When I was in Bowie, approvals like that, because of the demographic. So I'm saying to you, if you're going to play the game, get in the game and become a G in the game. All right? Be strategic. You don't have to flash. Most wealthy people, they're not flashing and they're not telling all their secrets. There's some things that I will never say on camera. But this stuff right here you need to know. Because Tai Lopez and Stephen Chang's system will not work for you if you're not in the right demographic, no matter what you do, because you're redlined. Shit's against the law. They still do it. Google it. Google redlining and Google images, and the maps will come up, and you'll see the area surrounded in red where the blacks and Latinos and low-income people live, and banks say, we're not lending there. It's just a reality. It's a damn shame that we made this country. We built this country. We fought in your wars. We protect your communities. We take care of your kids, and you still want to put your foot in our back. Not cool. But I'm going to tell you something. The wheels of karma have been set in motion. The Bible said the first shall be last and the last shall be first. It's happening right now. The wheels of karma, and I'm telling you, it's going to become our turn to reign soon. The question is, will you be ready? Can you handle managing $1 million corporation? Can you handle having $1 million in credit walking around in your pocket without doing stupid shit? Because see, some people, you gave them $1 million, they be dead in a week. Like I said in another video, you got a little weed habit and you get $1 million, you high every day. You like to trick girls, you're in a strip club at 9 o'clock in the morning. So some people are not ready for success. But if you are, I'm telling you now, be strategic, play the demographic games. Finance is over feeling, information is power. Remember, address, zip code is everything. Is everything. You fill out a credit app, don't leave any blank spaces. Because many of these credit apps are scored by a computer or scoring model or something like that, and they deduct for blank spaces. If you don't have a spouse, put NA in there. Put something in there. Do not leave any blank spaces. And if your FICO is high enough, you know, you make $150,000 a year. Anyway, look, I'm just giving you the real. Stephen Chang and Tai Lopez and people like them. Tai Lopez strategically built up his credit, took his lines of credit, and bought all these Facebook ads and all these YouTube ads. And because you saw him everywhere, you assumed he was a guru. He didn't know shit. He knows a little bit now. But who does he have? He has Mark Cuban at his house. He has Stephen Chang. He has all these famous people, all these money people, all these entrepreneurs, and he learns from them. He's no guru. He learned the art of demographics, of how to use credit. Instead of using to buy a flat screen, he uses to buy Facebook ads and YouTube ads. Same thing I'm in the process of doing now. And pretty soon I'm going to blow like him too. But the difference is, I actually know what the fuck I'm talking about. You can tell in Tai Lopez's video, when he's talking, you can tell he's feeling his way. Let me tell you something. I've been around long enough to know a bullshitter from somebody who's a real deal. You guys don't see me when I'm talking, looking at a lot of notes and a lot of stuff like that. Because why? Because I pull it straight off the cap. The Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. You cannot use a telephonic device to threaten, harass, or defame a person. It's a charge against these credit card companies, these collection agencies that represent themselves as being law enforcement. All of that is a violation of law. I just peel that shit off the cap. Blah, blah, blah. Like, hey, let me tell you something. I'm a bad man. In any case, it's America's Credit and Finance Drill Sergeant telling you Stephen Chang and Tai Lopez's program will not work for you if you're not in the right demographic. Demographics are everything. Google that shit, man. If you're going to get in the game, learn this shit. All right? Play the game. But play the game smooth and play the game well. Who's calling me? Look, at the end of the day, if you're going to play the game well. All right? Peace and love to y'all. Hey, remember, ready or not, life is coming. You better make a move on life before life makes a move on you.